Stepping up to the couch, it's Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the case. Touchdown, Brian!
Yo, what's up guys? It's me, Zach Lee. I'm back and I am more ready than I have ever been in quite some time to make a video feels good, being refreshed and rejuvenized. I'm super excited, but let me stop talking about that and let's get into everything that you guys came here for. Let's get into everything that went on in the NBA. Let's go. Out of all the things that I thought I could possibly do a video on today, the last thing that I thought I would see was this thing right here. I was beyond shocked when I read the headline for this article. And so you guys get that same feeling, I'm just gonna read it out loud to you too. Video evidence may show that LaMarcus Aldridge tries to injure players. Go ahead, take some time, try and process that headline right there. LaMarcus Aldridge, that guy, that 7-footer that plays for the San Antonio Spurs, most people think is one of the nicest players in the league just because of how he carries himself and how quiet and generally reserved he seems off the court. Yeah, he looks pretty dirty here, which I guess shouldn't be a surprise because it's often the quietest and nicest guys that you really gotta look out for. Anyways, I started looking into the evidence that was provided in this report. And let me just say that the track record for LaMarcus Aldridge, it ain't looking too good right now, Chief. First off, it seems like the man has it out for the Golden State Warriors because he tried it on them twice. The first time was against Kevin Durant. Now, we all remember that Kevin Durant one. That one actually became a pretty big deal because it came right after Zaza Pachulia did the same thing to Kawhi Leonard. So we all thought that might have been LaMarcus Aldridge trying to get revenge on the Golden State Warriors. But it might just be a thing that LaMarcus Aldridge likes to do because he also tried it to Stephen Curry.
Not only that, but typically when someone steps on your foot, you're going to look back. He didn't look back at all, just went up the court.
I'm sure he's probably tried it against every one of the Golden State Warriors, maybe every single time he's in the game against the Golden State Warriors. He probably tries this a lot, but those are just the two times that they gave us as an example. And not only the Golden State Warriors, man might have it out for the Los Angeles Lakers so far this year too. So far this year, he's tried it against them twice. Once against LeBron James, which luckily nothing happened there.
Down by 9. Nothing really happening. In very deep, that will count.
With Rudy Gay picking up most of the offensive slack. We'll be back with LeBron at the free throw line.
And then another time against Brandon Ingram. Unfortunately, this is the one that matters the most so far.
Down. Aldridge had his left foot on the ground as Ingram came down on it. And that's what they talk about, protecting the shooter, Mark. Yeah, I don't.
As that is the action that took Brandon Ingram out with a sprained ankle, and now he will probably miss the next few weeks. So those are 4 examples, and the thing is, once again, those are just the 4 examples that we were given. Who knows how many times LaMarcus Aldridge has probably tried something like this. That is, assuming that this is a good representation of who LaMarcus Aldridge has become as a player. And it's crazy to think that because LaMarcus Aldridge is on the San Antonio Spurs, right? The San Antonio Spurs have never been known as a dirty organization. No, they've been one of the most prestigious organizations, not just in the NBA, but in the sporting world for the last 20 years because they won 5 championships and made the playoffs for 20 straight seasons. Of course, they're going to be highly respected in the sporting world. So you wouldn't think of them as a dirty organization by any means. And you also remember back when Zaza Pachulia did do this to Kawhi Leonard and how upset Gregg Popovich got.
Two-step lead with your foot closeout is not appropriate.
The guy looked like he was ready to file charges or square up with Zaza Pachulia.
It's dangerous.
He was real upset at the things that Zaza Pachulia was doing.
It's unsportsmanlike.
Like he didn't understand that his player LaMarcus Aldridge does the same exact thing.
It's just not what anybody does to anybody else.
This whole thing becomes super awkward right now, and this isn't the only time that Gregg Popovich has done something like this. How many of you guys remember the name Bruce Bowen? I'm sure a lot of you, most of you hopefully, but if you don't know, then nah, I ain't gonna say that. I was about to say if you don't know who Bruce Bowen is, you might be better off for it, but that's not true. He still was one of the best defenders the league has ever seen. But let's just say that if you didn't know who Bruce Bowen was, and you were alive back then, watching the NBA, following the NBA back then, he was kind of like Draymond Green from 15 years ago. Only people that liked them were Spurs and the Spurs fans. Spurs players and Spurs fans. The Spurs organization. Guy just might be the dirtiest player in NBA history. I mean, he flying roundhouse kicked Wally Szczerbiak straight in the face during a game.
44-35 at halftime. Been interesting here in the third. Wally Szczerbiak is kicked in the face by Bruce Bowen. That seemed to rally and wake up Szczerbiak. Watch him here in the closing seconds.
And do you know what Gregg Popovich was doing after that? After the NBA world started to call out Bruce Bowen for being such a dirty player? Yeah, Gregg Popovich really defended him, saying that he doesn't want Bruce Bowen to change, saying that Wally Szczerbiak's face jumped into Bruce Bowen's foot. It wasn't Bruce Bowen that kicked him. Wally Szczerbiak kicked Bruce Bowen's foot with his face. And also saying that all the people who have problems with Bruce Bowen just happen to be basically everyone that's not a Spurs player, fan, or member of the San Antonio Spurs organization. And look, I don't know Gregg Popovich personally, and I don't know LaMarcus Aldridge personally, so I can't just judge their character like that. And I know Gregg Popovich does a lot of great things. He's a really great person outside of basketball too, but let's not deny the fact that Gregg Popovich can sometimes be a bit of a hypocrite. And LaMarcus Aldridge ain't looking too good for y'all here, Chief. Do I have any Chicago Bulls fans watching this video? Any Bulls fans out there? Any at all? No. I don't think I'd be showing my hand either if I were you right now. Not in the slightest. See, it's pretty bad out there for Chicago Bulls fans right now. Like, I don't think it could possibly get much worse for the Chicago Bulls fans right now. The Boston Celtics beat y'all so bad this weekend that the organization is legitimately crumbling to the ground. After the Chicago Bulls lost by a franchise high 56 points over the weekend to the Boston Celtics, well, from the sound of things, it looks like the players might be looking to start a mutiny. Per multiple sources, players started a group text exchange debating whether to show up to practice today. They ultimately decided to show up and told coaching staff that they wanted a player-only meeting, which was followed by a meeting with the coaches. And there was a lot of stuff that came out, a lot of things that were said that the guy that was reporting on this listed on Twitter. There was a lot of stuff and updates to come out about this, but in the end, this is what mattered. When Wendell Carter Jr. said that he doesn't want to reveal any details, but the main topics were being direct and honest and telling each other how they really felt about each other. And then Zach LaVine saying pretty much the same thing, that they got a lot off their chest. Boston, for real, look at what you did. They don't even want to be a team anymore. Honestly though, if I was on a team that had just lost by 56 points, I wouldn't see the point in going into practice either. We lost by 56, coach. What kind of practice we gonna be doing to cure the fact that we absolute trash? We got Cameron Payne, and you want us to practice? And I don't expect this to be the type of meeting that the Chicago Bulls had where they rally. This isn't going to be a Hollywood ending. They're not gonna get together in this meeting, start fighting and bickering with each other, and then all of a sudden be more close than ever and come out and shock everyone by being one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. That's not the ending that's gonna happen for the Chicago Bulls. And in the long run, I'm sure it might get better, but that truly depends on whether or not they trade away Cameron Payne. For our next story of the day, how many of you guys out there are Houston Rockets fans? How many of you guys? Once again, I wouldn't be raising my hand either. Then again, if someone were to ask me how many Pistons fans do I have out there, I'd probably have to double think as to whether or not I identified, because we haven't been relevant in so long. But Houston's going through it a little bit more than I am right now, so I feel kind of better about the situation we're in. Eric Gordon doesn't though, as from the sound of things, the man has probably given up on the Houston Rockets this season, and he's probably gonna get traded. I'm just not having fun. I'm just not. This sucks. Even the times I have good games, we're just not using some guys the right way. Are we gonna make the right sacrifices? Do we have the right attitude? Last year was the best year I've ever had being a part of this team. We just never had a bad moment. If we ever did have a bad game as a team, You knew the next game we would blow somebody out. It didn't matter who it was. And from the sound of things, the Houston Rockets, it sounded like they were about to give Golden State the work if there was a game 8. Let me not finish that joke. No, but Houston, they're a very interesting organization. Over the past 4 or 5 years, I believe it has been, they've had a very bad case of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde syndrome. Now, this is a very, very serious disease for sports fans. The only one currently affected I know right now is the Houston Rockets, but it's essentially when a team will go year from year either being really good or really bad. For example, last year, the Houston Rockets, they were really good, took the Golden State Warriors to 7 games. We all thought they were going to be good going into this year. This year, they've been really bad. The year before last year, the year before they took Golden State to Game 7 of the NBA Finals, the Houston Rockets, they were really bad. Like really, 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 really bad. But once again, the year before that, they were really good. Good, bad, good, bad. Well, I guess they should be pretty good next year, huh? As for Eric Gordon, though, he's about to get traded one way or another. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. And from the sound of things, there's no way he will even consider the opportunity of coming back to the Houston Rockets. And the only thing that I think might be able to persuade that to happen to him is if by some means the Houston Rockets were able to come together and look like a good team again. But that would have to happen really soon with the trade deadline coming up in a couple of months. And I don't think they can prove that to Eric Gordon in the time from now to the NBA trade deadline, meaning that they should trade him. And then again, thinking about this even more, the only way the Houston Rockets might be able to salvage the season is by making a pretty drastic trade. And the best trade asset that I think they might have right now is Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker, it's probably it people want from the Houston Rockets, so Eric Gordon is the one more likely to go. And that is going to do it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you once again for watching. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs, and if you haven't already, then go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel with those post notifications on so you can get videos every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday talking about some things that are going on within the NBA. Hope you enjoyed once again, though. Thank you again for watching, and until tomorrow, I am out of here. Peace!